afternoon. This afternoon we're having an interview with Judith Kendrick, the Glosier. The Glosier and Kendrick family have a long connection with Waratah. So good afternoon, Judith. It's been a pleasure to meet you. You have got such a history of your family. It's a very special thing to have.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself? Such, for example, were you born in Waratah?
No, I wasn't. I was born in Wynyard and taken back to Waratah. I spent 18 years at Waratah and then went to Rosebery to work. And I had 23 years in Rosebery.
Lovely. So, who was your mum and dad?
My mum's was Gwen and my dad was Davey.
And so, so your mum and dad, were they always in Waratah?
Yes, they were born at Waratah. Yes, so they were true Waratah people.
Fantastic.
Yeah, my dad worked at mine. He started working at the age of 15 at the mine. His father was a manager and yeah, worked there and he just continued that. And yeah, he leased all down around the car sign. He had that lease that come right up under Joe Bagan's sheds and that right up round there. He had the whole lease and until he got too sick and came up the coast to live when we came up. Mum was just a stay-at-home mum, good mum, brilliant. Yeah, and when my grandfather died, land squatters, yeah, we moved in with Nan, which was Edith Glosier, Lillian they called her, and we moved in with her and lived there as a family and helped look after Nan and stuff like that. Mum did, and yeah, so
fantastic. So which part of Waratah did you guys live in?
we lived in Hall Street, Waratah. That's just straight across from the school.
Okay.
And up the back of the pub. Yeah.
Wow.
On the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a real shame that the houses aren't there. We'll have to go for a visit one day. And
yeah.
Would you remember the houses?
Yeah.
There at all?
Yeah. Nan used to, I can't think of the name of the street, right out in the paddock, like you know where you go past Wyman's house.
Yes.
Right out in the paddock, right out there. That's where my grandmother and grandfather lived and farmed, and yeah, Nan used to make all her own butter and bread and stuff like that, and that's where my dad grew up out that way. Yeah, and there used to be a house, I don't know if it's still there, you know where Marion's house is?
Yes.
Well, down across there, down in that bit of a gully there was a house there. We were in that until we moved in with Nan. Yeah.
That was really special. You would have had the most amazing view.
Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful. So tell me a little bit more about, so your dad was Davey, okay,
Yeah.
and he had some brothers and sisters?
He had a brother, which was Toby.
Okay.
His name is Lance too.
Yes.
And yeah, there was just the two of them, and every Sunday we'd have like tea. They'd always come up and with Nan and stuff like when we moved in with Nan, and we just used to have tea, you know, the baked tea or baked lunch or dinner. Well, it was dinner and tea in my day. Now it's lunch and dinner. But no, so we used to have a get together every Sunday.
Excellent.
Yeah, and we'd go out and because you know where the Catholic church was, there was a great big open space there between there's Catholic church and our house,
Okay.
like a great big paddock type thing. So we used to get out there, and John and Dennis and Max and I, and you know, just play everything. Actually, all the kids from down the road and that used to come up too. So.
Fantastic. Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful.
We had a good life because all the kids, like you could walk out your door and we just congregate, you know, like, you know, you walk somewhere and we had no phones or anything, we just used to walk and meet. We used to hire the hall for 20 cents and have it all weekend. And
Tell me more about that.
We'd play, Aileen, I'm going to say this, we used to play spin the bottle, we'd have dances, boys and girls all mixed, and yeah, sometimes we'd play badminton or, you know, just whatever came up we played. And that's a lot of weekends there, or otherwise we'd So we'll meet such and such and we'll go on our bikes and go out to the finger post and we ride out there to the finger post and back. And at least when the daffodils come out, Joy Brooks, Mum, myself, and the girl, Jenny, and then we used to walk right round the back of the mountain to the black tank just to pick daffodils.
Oh.
So you know, that was just one day a week or something, or one day a week we'd just go for a walk around there, you know, we'd have to walk it. It's so far, isn't it? We walk it now. And what else we used to do? I used to go with Auntie Florrie, because Auntie Florrie Leach,
Yes.
she lived up one end of the town under the mountain, and my uncle, brother and sister lived up the other end. And we used to go, Mum and I used to go there every day and take a paper there. Yeah. And Mum used to go there, we'd go whitewashing, go on the mountain with for whitewash and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic. So getting back to the black tank, because Winston and I have actually walked around to the black tank, and Winston's gone a lot further than what I have. Did that go right around ever? Was there any?
You don't get to the black tank.
Only you get to the black tank.
Yeah, I've never been any further than the black tank, so I don't think you could get any further. Right. I think it was around there, the path Rouse died.
Yeah.
Where's Sister Burns say she brought him up out of?
Yes, I can't quite remember that.
Yes, that was him that they brought up in the car.
Oh, yes, right.
My grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah, path Rouse.
So, do you remember when the road went in the other way around the mountain?
Went that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to walk around there too. Dad had leases around there, so we used to walk around there as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, he used to work in that big open cut part where you walk into the mountain, you know, like you walk straight in and there's an open cut there, and a tunnel. He used to work in that tunnel.
Really?
Yeah. And then he just continued. Our Christmas presents every year, you'd see him coming up out of the carousel with a bag of tin on each shoulder. He'd carry that up, yeah.
Oh, so this was your dad. This is your dad, Daddy. Yes.
Yeah. And Bruce would vouch for that, because he used to say to people, that's my husband, he used to say to people, I don't know, he said, I had struggled to pick up one bag and he'd come up with a bag on each shoulder, and that would be our Christmas money for our Christmas presents and stuff like that, yeah. Yeah, he worked hard, but he drank a lot too.
Oh dear, oh dear.
But in saying that, he wasn't bad, I suppose.
Now, Lance, so that's your grandfather, Lance Glozier?
Yeah, Toby was Lance too, but he...
Right,
yeah.
so it was Lance. So was it Toby Lance Glozier?
No, it was Lance.
Lance Toby Glozier.
No, Lance Richard Glozier, I think.
Okay.
No, Lance... No, he might have been Lance Charles too.
How'd you get Toby?
Dad?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I must have trouble speaking, I'm sure, saying names.
So, Lance and Edith, this is going way back, okay. Lance and Edith, they were born in Waratah, or they came to Waratah?
Well, I think Nan was born in Waratah.
Okay.
She was born Williams.
Okay. Oh, yes.
And yeah, and I don't know whether Pop came to Waratah from I'm not real sure on that, because I didn't know much about my grandfather.
Okay.
Because he died when I was only 5, so...
Yeah.
So...
We're looking at a lot of the old photographs that we've been browsing through today. Your grandfather, Lance, was very strict man.
They reckon he was very
tall.
strict.
Very strict?
He was strict with me.
Yeah.
I can remember the strictness from me, but with Maxie, Maxie was his... younger one me.
So did Lance work at the mine?
Yeah,
he was a mine manager, was he?
Yeah, he was mine manager. There's books there that will show all that. He was also very high up in the lodge, and he was a JP in Waratah. So he was pretty well up in the high standards of work.
Because he always stood tall. And he would command attention. But when I was looking through some of the older photos, I mean, here's Lance at the athletics carnival, here's Lance at various
he used to train footballers and trained the bike riders and stuff like that. And yeah, he was pretty well into everything.
Was he a woodchopper at all?
Never known him to woodchop, no.
No. Yeah.
No, never known any of them to woodchop. Mum was a runner.
Okay.
You'll find a piece in there, but it's just her mother died, or her parents couldn't afford to keep her running. But I think she ran second to Betty Cuthbertson, wasn't it? In
Really?
Birmingham, yeah. Just
Wow.
and just got beat by and she went on to win.
Oh, so what's her name? I must go and have a look on Trove. So what was her, that was Edith?
No, that was my mum, Gwen.
Oh, Gwen, okay.
Yeah.
So Gwen Blosier.
Gwen Krause.
Oh, sorry.
Rouse,
Sorry. Oh, yes. I remember Gwen Krause. Yes. She was a pretty good looker, wasn't she? Very. All, actually, the girls were beautiful to look at. You know, and when I saw them involved with the hockey and the basketball and everything like that, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah, no, she won the married women's race 14 years straight. Dad stand up there waiting on the hill, waiting for her to get some money. Oh, she holds an umbrella. She bought an umbrella straight.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Yeah, but no, she was a good runner.
That's
She
fantastic.
was a very good mum.
Wonderful. So that
I
explains
better say
it.
that I can't. Yeah, she was too good a mum.
Yeah, lovely mum. So let's talk about your school life.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's another thing she did. Every morning we had, she did the milk bottles at the school, and over winter time she used to have hot soup and hot Milos, and that she'd go to the school and make it for all us kids.
Really?
Yeah.
oh, that's just beautiful.
And she worked in the store down when Jim Hay had it.
Yep.
You know, like,
Yeah. Because it's really funny, because we've talked to a few other people and we say, what was school like at Waratah Primary? And they said, we'd have a hot chocolate in the morning and we'd have the soup, and Dorothy Wyman was talking about, how they'd have the hot soup and she'd be doing her needlework, etc. But I never thought who might have actually made that. So it was your mum.
Yeah.
Oh,
She used to do it for us,
yeah.
Yeah, we always had to have that bottle of milk. I couldn't get out of that. I didn't like it, but I had to have
Because
it.
those little glass bottles
yeah,
that
the
we used to
glass
have.
bottles,
Yeah, we remember those.
Yeah, boily type of tops. And,
Oh,
yeah, no, it's good.
yes, I remember that. Oh. So describe to us tell us about a typical school day.
My school day.
Yeah.
This is where you need John. Terry. I love school.
Yeah.
Like, you hear sometimes people can't walk to school because of the snow and stuff like that. We used to have a change of clothes,
Okay.
change of trousers, or little stockings or whatever we had on.
Yeah.
And we put our gumboots on and we'd walk to school, and the snow would be up out around here, around your knees. Yeah, so no, it breaks my heart to think they've closed that.
Yes,
That
yes.
is just so brilliant, and I've had some horrible teachers.
Horrible teacher. But so you went to the modern school, the new school, didn't you?
Not the one that's now.
No.
Oh,
so this
yeah.
the one that's here now is the third version.
Yeah.
Then there was the second one where John went to.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there was
was
evidence
my
of the
first.
old original school. And you remember that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, the old original schools where we used to do all our PE and stuff like that when it was raining and stuff, and I had all our little tickets in there and stuff that we used to do at school, and what do you call it? What do they call it now? PE and
Physical fitness
yeah,
or something like that.
or
Yeah.
our little acting shows and stuff like that, and what was doing. It's good.
It's so special. The old part of the school would have been. I mean, seeing that. I mean, and you saw it in its decaying, heyday.
Yeah.
The really old school that was there prior to you, was that fairly big? Because it was really big.
It was big inside, yeah.
Right,
It was, I don't know how many classrooms was in it now. We actually, I think it was made into more or less a hall.
Okay.
Like we could go in and do things and stuff like, and all our practices for our concerts and that in the big hall, because we used to have concerts in the big hall.
Right.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
and we used to end of the year concert. We used to, all the parents and that used to be quite a big thing. Our
Yes.
concerts.
Yes. See, Waratah's got this incredible legacy, doesn't it, of highly sociable, strong sense of community. You know, and that's so important. And you know, people like you bring these memories back of how that's the strong sense of community and what you can actually do together. You know, and practicing out, and it's just pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah. I'm also worked with Faye and what was his name? Faye and Jeff Kearney when they were in the pub. She used to go down there and just do some cleaning and make the beds and stuff like that, change the beds. But always took us with her.
Yep.
So I was great. We got great friends with Grant and Paul and Wayne and all those. Yeah, so.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So did you play sport at school or?
I was quite good at sport. I tell the kids that's where they get theirs from.
Good.
They don't get them off their dad, they get it off me. I played badminton, played outside, I call it netball, but it was, I don't know, basketball, but they call it netball now outside, it was more or less basketball. Played softball, played cricket, played football. Anything that was going, I had to go out. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. And you won a lot of things. Oh dear, so you grew up, you stayed in Waratah most of your life?
18 years,
18 years?
Well, actually, I was there for 16, and then I had 2 years with Kay and John in 4.
Okay,
Yes, 16, and then I came home and I went to Rosebery. Yeah.
So your husband, how did you meet, who was your husband?
I worked for his mother at the hotel in Rosebery, Darcy Lescombe, and Darcy and Les Wescombe, and he just came in for lunch one day and sat at the kitchen table, and that was it, you know. It was just,
So what was your husband's name?
Bruce.
Bruce Kendrick?
Yeah.
And he was a local boy?
No, he's from Hobart.
Oh!
That's what we used to always say to people, you know. He come from one end of the state and I come from the other.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And you met at Rosebery?
Yeah.
Right. And so did you two, so you got married and everything?
Yeah, I was married in 71.
And went to, stayed in Rosebery?
Yeah, was there for 23 years. Bruce
23
worked in the
years.
mine, and then he hurt his back and we had to move up closer to doctors.
Yeah.
And now sadly he's gone.
Now it's gone, yes. And then we're moving on to other things. So, tell me about the cow sign-up.
Oh my God, yeah.
Sorry. We have to,
Years. Dad worked down there for years. He did treating of the tin, and we used to go down there with him as kids. But every Sunday he'd have a baked meal, and we'd take it down. Like if he couldn't get home for lunch with all of us, mainly towards Christmas time, we used to cart his baked meal down, or during the week some of his meals we'd take them down hot. Walk down into there from up the top from the town, down into there, we'd take him down and he'd have his hot meal, and we'd sit there for a while with him and make a cup of tea or whatever else. Mum had a thermos and everything, so then we'd walk back up again and he'd come home. Yeah, he'd be on dark when he got home.
Yeah, so who did he sell it to? I mean,
he didn't sell it.
How did it work?
Well, when he got older and he came up the coast, you know, with us, they more or less took it off him. The mining department took it off him.
Yeah.
He did have a letter from the council asking, you know, permission to sail down the waterfall, like stuff like that. You know, to go down the waterfall or something. The letter's there, I think. They're all in there.
Yeah.
So before he could say yes, they done it, but he, you know, then they finally took it off him because he wasn't working it. So.
Yeah. So when you say working it, were they just using the tailings, or did they all come down from the mountain, or what? At the cow sign-up?
It used to go over onto the haulage.
Yes.
And come down the haulage.
Yes. Okay.
Into the cow sign. Yeah, and they'd be treated from there.
So was that involving punching it up or furnacing?
Yeah, they'd have to just shake it. The table's just shaking.
Wilfrey shake a table.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
Yeah,
excellent. there were lots of dances.
Oh yeah, we used to go to the ballroom dance. My mum and her brother, Diane's father, won lots of trophies. We don't know what's happened to them, but for ballroom dancing.
Really?
My mum and her father was very good ballroom dancers.
So this is at the Athenaeum Hall?
Yep.
And do they still have the movies there?
We had movies, yeah.
At the hall?
Yeah. We used
Really?
to go to pictures. We used to have country and western bands come through and up on the stage, and yeah.
Wow.
That was good fun.
So, and I suppose as a child you could remember the banging of all the rocks. Was that still going, or had Mount Bischoff finished then?
Mount Bischoff was just when since I can remember.
Yep.
Mount Bischoff was just leased, like different parts were leased to different, like to
Different parts.
Kenworthy's and
Yep.
Lance Wheels. He had a bit of a lease there, and it was just leased by all different.
So it didn't drum out or affect the music that occurred in the town in that.
No.
No. So you can remember, okay, so the shops down there, so the Waratah Hotel would have gone by the time you were born, or was it still
The
there?
Waratah Hotel, the one down the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was still there. I remember that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So was the
There was the bottom pub, and then there was Farmers, I think it was, they used to call it.
Yeah.
And then there was the top pub, the one that's there now.
Bischoff, yeah.
Then, what was it? Oh, Orford's shop, which Lance Wheels had, which they've got there open now, that little shop. That used to be Orford's. And then Hark Harrison's. Yes. And the TAB used to be down at Burt, and then what's the TAB in the middle? Pretty sure. And then the Post Office. Post Office always been there.
Yep.
And then there was Butcher Shop down around the.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah,
So Judith, can you tell us your family tree? So how does it work? Your brothers and sisters?
my brother was Max,
Yes.
and my sister was Margaret.
Margaret.
Margaret was 10 years younger than me and 13 years younger than Maxie.
And she's passed away?
Yep.
And she passed away in Waratah?
She fell off the bridge in Waratah, not the bridge but the actual footpath that the waterfall runs underneath. Swinging on the rope apparently. There was, she was with some girls and she fell, and the water wasn't very deep those days, and about this deep and full of rocks, and she bashed her head on the rocks, and she family went over the waterfall. She had one of those parka jackets on, and the hood got caught up on a log there, and Max Gilpot got in and got her.
Yeah.
Gilpot, he was from Waratah too. He got in and got her and tried to revive her, but it was too late.
Yeah.
So she had a lot of brain damage. She was only 9.
Yes.
And then my mum died in front of the post office. It was cerebral hemorrhage after a council meeting. I won't talk about that.
Was that Lance?
No, that was Herbert Prowse.
Herbert Prowse. Right. Okay.
Herbie, yeah.
So at the back of the mountain. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's where, because Mum and I was taking Margaret out to see him that afternoon when he came home, but he didn't come home. So then, because he hadn't seen her she was born.
So the medical staff in Waratah, okay, there were a lot of sisters and bush nurses and everything down there. So what can you tell us about the bush nurses, like Sister Burns, etc.?
Sister Burns was just, well, I don't think there's a doctor in this world now that would be any better than her. You know, she was just marvellous. She just worked all the time. You call her at any time, and yes, sometimes she'd be a bit crabby, as she said. She still came.
She's wonderful.
I had 3rd-degree burns on both legs from here down to my ankles, and I haven't got a scar on my legs now.
Amazing.
So
What was her special thing to fix
I was going to
you?
cut my socks because they're too tight.
No.
But
Oh,
that-
there you are.
From
yes.
there to there,
Yeah.
she stitched that up,
Wow.
and I had burns right down.
Had no scars. Yes, and she told me that with your burns she did something special.
Yeah, she only dressed him every day with Paxil.
Paxil.
Every day, just that Paxil cream she put on it. yeah, that's what cleaned it up, and I haven't got a scar.
So did you remember Ione Bakes, the Lynn Bakes? Because Ione was a bush nurse there at one stage, as was Ruby Kelly.
Yeah, no, I think they're going back before me.
Yep.
There was a sister, a nurse Banks used to drive the ambulance up, while Sister Burns was there, I think, before I left there. I can't think of what her name was.
Ione Bakes took over, I believe, from Sister Burns. Is that correct?
Yeah, she might have done too, yes. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
So what about the
I
local...
wasn't there when Sister Burns finished either, sort of thing.
Okay, yeah. And the local constabulary, they were pretty good down there? Police officers?
Oh yes. Oh. You weren't allowed on the street after dark. Oh no, you'd be put in the police car and taken home and dropped off at the door. You was out after dark, that was it.
Oh,
yeah, they were good. The police were good. Yeah, had a lot of nice police officers.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, really good.
Excellent. So that...
there was no crime or anything.
Oh, wasn't there? Oh, good.
No, not back when we were all kids.
Yep.
You know, there's no... You never heard of anyone getting broken into or anyone getting bashed or, you know, like the normal fights to pub.
Yeah.
You know, that's only through alcohol, but, you know, like, no, we all just got on so damn well.
See, that's that evidence of a strong sense of community, the importance of having that connections in the town where you look out for each other, and you wouldn't want to run amok on your mates.
I
You
know.
know, at the end of the day, I mean, you wouldn't even think of things like that,
No.
would you?
No.
You know? Tell me, was the roadhouse in existence when you were a kid there? The roadhouse?
Not when I was in, no, there was only, what was there? There was a house there, I think.
Oh, okay.
There was a house there because Fagan's was the only, and then we had the shops up the main street.
Okay.
That's it, yeah.
And you remember the Robinson shop?
Oh, yeah, oh, that's right, there was too, Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nancy and Neil, yeah, we used to go to school, and we have to go to Sunday school, and John and I we'd get our money to go to put in the plate, and we'd go to Nancy's shop at the back door on a Sunday and buy lollies.
Great.
Dennis and Max used to go off to church and to Sunday school, and John and I would be sitting behind the hall.
Naughty.
Yeah, we were very naughty.
And you remember the Kerrisons?
We did go sometimes. Kerrisons,
Yeah,
all
the
the
Kerrisons.
Kerrisons, yeah.
Yep. Oh, lovely.
Yes, very, yeah.
Yeah, we see Ray out there, and she's such a character.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She's
They're two beautiful people.
Yeah.
Ray and Neville,
Yeah.
they were really nice people. Yeah.
Yeah. And Bonnie Campton.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
see, I was Ned Breast, he used to have it where we lived.
Yep.
You know where it's all overgrown, the trees, like our house was here, and you look down and there was a great big paddock down there. I was Ned Breast had a shack down there.
Okay.
I only know him as Snip, don't ask me what his name was,
Yes.
because I only knew him as Snippers. He had a little hut down there.
Oh, really?
I was wondering whether that hut was still there or not.
Yes, we need to find things like that.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It used to be scary.
Well, there was a picture, I'll tell you what, there was a picture up on top of a mountain. There's this very sharp object that looks like a pencil, top of a pencil, and it's called the Trig on top of the Mount Bishop. Did you ever go up the top and see it?
No, I never went up to the full mountain.
Didn't you really?
Didn't get right up there.
Oh.
That was a no-no for girls to go.
Oh, okay, sorry. The place I'd like to ask you about is Guildford.
Yes.
Yes. Tell me about Guildford. Do you remember things like evidence, or did you know of, for example, Muddy Creek or the trains that came to Guildford?
And we used to travel, Maxie and I used to travel every holidays to Rosebery for school holidays. Right from when we was, about probably 4? When I was 4, yeah, Maxie would have been about 7. We used to go around there all the time on the train.
Oh, miss the train. And do you remember stopping at Guildford and having the famous ham sandwiches?
There used to be a lot of, that was Mrs. Burridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Burridge, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. King Crawford.
You remember King?
Yep. Yep.
Wonderful. Yeah, and the houses that were there. I really like Guildford. I think it's a...
Oh yeah, a lot of the kids came in from Guildford to school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't around when the Guildford had their school.
Yeah.
I sort of don't remember that, but
That was a long time ago.
yeah. So
What I really like about the those areas is that sense of country in the West Coast. You know, I think there's, you know, you will live down there. I spent a short time down the West Coast. You know, you lived in that, but there's always, and you were down there. There's always this strong sense that the West Coast is always in you. It really changed me.
You just can't.
Yes.
Like I've found it hard living up here. Like I wouldn't be going to Melbourne to live if I'd have been down the West Coast.
I reckon you're right. Yeah.
Because that's where all my friends are. That's where, you know, in Rosebery now there's not a lot, but it was home.
It's weird. It's sort of in a strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm in a strange place and don't know a lot of people and things like that. And it's made it hard, and this is why I think I'll be heading out. I'll be heading out. But
I bet you come back.
Yeah,
I hope you do.
Yeah.
We'll have to go to somewhere like Ridgely.
Yeah.
It could be a happy compromise.
Yeah, no, but I'll give it a go.
But you've got the best memories. You've got the memories. You've got. So you're very lucky and fortunate. I've never seen so many photographs in one situ, and we're going to, at the end of this movie, going to go through some of these amazing photographs. So did you know Ray Wyman?
I didn't know Ray Wyman, but I heard a lot. I remember a lot of people that Nan used to talk about.
Right.
His Nan used to tell us a lot of stories.
Isn't that special? Yes.
All the Kellys, Cox was always at our place. Ecky was always there.
Yeah.
But it's just things, the Kagans and stuff. Yeah, nearly everyone is there, apart from the new ones that have come in. I probably still know the old ones that are still there.
It's changed a lot, but having said that, there's this strong sense in the community to keep the memories alive.
Yeah.
It's very important because things change. I mean, you know, the places that we move in, we lose a sense of identity and stuff. But it seems to be something special about people wanting, in Waratah in particular, and down the West Coast, is to keep those memories alive. Really, really important. It's just, I think it is really important. It's for the future.
Yeah, but as I said, when I come back, I'll go down with you and just
we must
have a walk around.
Going to go and visit Waratah together.
Yeah,
and you come too, Di. Yep. Yeah. I think we're going to have a great day.
Just have a look around and stuff like that, you know.
Terrific.
That's when my memories will come back a lot more. Like to sit and think and remember a lot of things. But if I'm actually on the spot, I'll remember a lot more.
We can do that one, and we can put these things together.
Don't ask me to walk around back now.
Oh, I think we might. So just one thing I was going to ask you about. This is probably putting you on the spot a bit. What have you learnt in life, basically? What's really important?
What have I learnt in life?
Yeah.
Is to be caring, which I do a lot of. Just to be who I am.
Yeah.
Not to be anything that I'm not. Just my life is my life, and you know, I do what I want to do, and things like that. I've just been taught manners is the main thing, and my parents were very strict on manners.
Yeah.
But no, just every day's a different day.
Yeah, it is.
And you get through it somehow.
You do.
Yeah, I'm getting emotional now. That one's my grandfather, Lance Scosia, and I think they're his brothers. I'm not real sure, but I'm almost certain they are. One would be Uncle Mervyn Gosier, and I can't think of who the other one would be. So I'd say that was Uncle Mervyn because he wasn't a real tall man. So that's them, but that's it. This is my grandfather, Lance Glosier, my grandmother, Edith Glosier, better known as Lil. That's my uncle, Toby. His real name was Lance. And this is my dad, Mervyn Glosier, which is better known as Davey. This is my brother, Max.
It does look just like that, doesn't it?
I can't remember who the kids are there, but this is Susie Brooks. Kagan, Susan Kagan.
And this is my little sister Margaret. This was just before she was killed. This was taken. She was only 9, and yeah, this is probably the last photo that was taken of her. And her and Susie were very, very good friends. Yeah, so.
Oh, now this looks like a wedding photo to me. Is that right?
Yeah, that's my Uncle Toby and Auntie Doris, who I love dearly. Loved, and also my godmother, I think, if you look on the thing. Yeah, so that's Toby Lansclosier.
So that looks, is that their wedding day, do you think?
Yep.
Fantastic. How beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh, and here's another one.
This is my dad, Mervyn Glosier, no better known as Daddy. And if anyone can help me out, I would love to know what that man's name is, because it's on the tip of my tongue and I just can't get it out.
Now this is lovely. Now this looks like a real family photograph, this one.
Yep. This is one of my grandmother, little Edith Glosier, better known as Lil. This is my daughter Janelle, my brother's daughter Michelle, that's my son Michael, and that's my cousin John Glosier, that's his daughter Kelly. This is my brother's son Anthony, and this is my baby Lee, and this is Mrs. Target.
There you go. So when
Auntie
was that
Doris
taken?
and Betty Clark's mother.
Oh really?
Yeah, so a couple of years. So.
I saw a really special photograph here of this gorgeous little girl with snowy, curly, locky hair. Tell me about this beautiful photograph.
This is me, and I reckon I'll be about 2. Yeah, so yeah,
just gorgeous. Oh, you would have been the apple of eye of everybody, wouldn't you?
I was spoiled by my Auntie Doris because she only had 2 boys, so I was her idol. So,
I love it. And as I said, we're just talking about your amazing collection of photographs and everything, and the clarity of a lot of these photos. Yes, we don't know a lot of the people in these photos, but we will do a slideshow as well as this discussion. And we've got the Ray Wyman there, and there are some other familiar faces in here, but this goes back before you were born.
1926.
Yeah.
It's on the football. It's on the football.
Yes. But I'll tell you what, the clarity of the photographs there, and just does reflect the popularity of sport in...
That'd be when my mother was born, 1926. 1st of August 1926.
That's when my mum was born in Australia, 1st of November. And this is another lovely old photograph. This is of Bishop Extended. Winston and I have been down there. We've been here, in there, and this goes like a terrace. It's just quite incredible. Now, Lance Glosier had involvement with this, and so did Herbert Shell. But I'm not sure, were they in partnerships maybe with this one?
Probably were, yes.
Probably were, absolutely. But it's just lovely to see that all these are, not the buildings, but the terraces are still there. What a wonderful afternoon that we've had today. Thank you so very much for today. It's thoroughly enjoyable. You have got such a knowledge.
Took me back a long way.
We've got to do it again.
Yeah, we do.
We will, yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.